Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're working with Terraform, then you know how important it is to make your infrastructure code flexible and reusable. Today we are diving into Terraform variables, one of the key concepts that help you to parameterize your Terraform configurations and make your code more dynamic. Before we dive into our practical example, let's quickly review what Terraform variables are. Simply, Terraform variables allow you to parameterize your infrastructure code, making it dynamic and flexible. Instead of hard-coding values like reason, bucket name, project ID, location, and storage class, you can define variables that can be set at runtime or through configuration files. This makes your Terraform code reusable across different environments. Let's start by defining some basic variables for Google Cloud Storage bucket. We will need variables bucket name, location, storage class, under provider, project ID, and reason. I'm going to define my first variable project description, like the project ID or Google project ID. I can define Google project ID. So this would be type as string, and under default I can provide the value. Here I'm using this GCP project, so I'll use this project ID in my configuration. So I'm going to just paste it under project. Then I'm going to define variable for region. So under region description, you can just provide any description you want, like Google region. Type would be string, and default value I'm just taking as US Central. And we can variabilize the bucket name here as well. So under bucket name I can provide bucket name, and the bucket name should be unique, as you know. So I am going to use my GCP project as bucket. We can variabilize the storage class, so I'm going to take it as standard. What else? Let me just have a look. I think, yeah, the location also we can just variabilize if you want. Variable location of the bucket, description like value of the location, type string, and default US. So these variables I have defined for our values, resource and provider values. So I have given those values, so instead of hard coding here, I can call those variables for runtime. So how I can call it? I have to define var dot project ID, var dot project. Okay, yeah. So this is the variable I have created, and the value I have passed in under default. Okay. Under region, we have also variabilized that var dot region I have can pass. Under bucket name, var dot bucket name I had created, var dot location, and I had variabilized the storage class as well, var dot storage class. So here you can see, instead of hard coding these values, project name, region, the bucket name, location, and storage class, I had defined those via variables, and I'm just calling those variables in our Terraform resource and provider block. And here in my CLI, I'm exporting my service account key file under Google application credentials so that it can authenticate to Google Cloud. So let me just Terraform init inside Terraform directory. Yeah, for the first time it takes time. Yeah, all right, it's done. Let me just Terraform plan. Yeah, so here you can see We are just creating Google storage bucket in US location with standard storage class and with this name. Whatever values we have defined under variables, we have called those values from those variables. So if I would just run Terraform apply and hit yes, so my storage bucket is creating. Yeah, it's just added. Our state file you can go through. It has all the required information. This contains the state of the storage bucket. And if I would go to my Google account and in this project I refresh, you can see this bucket is created. There are other ways as well. You can just utilize those variables. You can create one more file here, variables.tf, and you can just move all those variables whichever are present in main. You can just cut from here and paste them over here. So if I would run Terraform plan, yeah, it wouldn't show anything because our bucket is already created. And if I run Terraform destroy, okay, I think, yeah, there's a typo in Terraform. Here's my bucket is being destroyed. I just hit yes, and you can see the bucket is disappeared from the console. So this is how you can pass the variables in different file. There are a couple of ways as well where you can define or override the variables while during the runtime of Terraform apply command. So let's take a look on that. Here we have defined the bucket name like GCP project ID as bucket. So if I want to override this during Terraform apply runtime, how I can do this, let me just show you. Because we have already initiated the Terraform directory, we can just directly run Terraform apply command. So how I can just override this bucket names, I have to provide Terraform apply dash var, then the name of the variable bucket name is equal to abcd abdc, because this should be unique. I'm giving a random string, and here you can see now the bucket name is coming as abdc12345 instead of this name, because we have override this bucket name during the apply runtime. So if I just click on yes, it will create a bucket with this name. Let's just go to Google Bucket Console, refresh it, and you can see this bucket is just created. I'm going to destroy it. Terraform destroy. Yes. Now there is a scenario that like you have different environments like dev, QA and pre-prod, and you need to use the same Terraform configuration, but you want to have different names of the bucket. How you can achieve that? So in Terraform, you can create tfvars files. During Terraform runtime, you can just call that tfvars file to create that particular resource. So here, how I'm gonna do that, let me show you. I'm going to create one dev.tfvars files, and here I'm just defining bucket name. Let's see, like Python Flask, the same name we have used earlier. One more for prod, let's say for prod.tfvars, that's dev, and here in prod I'm just adding bucket dash prod. So now I want to utilize this, just save it, dev prod. Now with this same configuration, I need to create two different buckets. Here I'm not using two different GCP projects. During Terraform apply, I need to call this file var dash file, and the name of this file I'm calling dev.tfvars. When I'll run it, you can see Now the bucket name is coming as bucket dash dev. If I just cancel it, and I'm gonna call terraform apply hyphen var dash file. Now I want to call pro.tfvars. Here you can see now the bucket name is coming as bucket dash prod. So this is how, using variables, you can make your Terraform configuration flexible and reusable. So if I just hit yes here, the bucket is creating. And if I go to the console here, that should be deleted, this one, and new bucket with the name dash prod is created. Let me quickly explain some of the best practices for variables. Make sure your variables have meaningful names and descriptions. Never hardcode sensitive information like API keys or passwords. Instead, use environment variables or a secure secret management tool like HashiCorp Vault. For environment-specific values, always store them in .tfvars files. This helps keep your main configuration files clean and environment agnostic. And that's how you can use Terraform variables for your Terraform configuration. By using variables, you can make your Terraform code more flexible, reusable, and easily configurable for different environments. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more Terraform tutorials. If you have any questions or need help with your Terraform configurations, drop a comment below. I would love to help. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.